Oh, hey. I always get like, oh, hey, I don't even know. I got to wait for the little thing. If you do this, it says you're live now. Welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A, folks. I am your host, Johnny U. Oh, man. We were just talking before this started. This is going to be a lot of fun, folks. Thank you for joining the chat tonight. If you're not watching the chat tonight, thank you for watching it later on. I really appreciate the views. I love you guys. You know that. I don't need to tell you anymore. So like and subscribe if you're new again. And also, if you're listening on Spotify, if you could give me one of those, what do they call it? Like a star or review or something, Spotify or iTunes, whatever, do that. That would be great. Thank you. You guys are the best. I really appreciate you. And it helps the channel. I'd like to say it helps the channel. I'm going to keep doing it without whatever. Anywho, folks, I'm yapping, but I do want to give a shout out to a Gear Hugger, a bike wash. Gear Hugger, they make bike washes. They make all kinds of cleaning products. They sent me a degreaser and a lube not too long ago, and they just sent me their bike wash just the other day. I can't wait to try this out. If your bike got dirty, use some Gear Hugger. It is plant-based. It's eco-friendly. It's not going to hurt your kids or your pets. The stuff that they did give me works great. I can't wait to try this out. I left a link down there if you guys want. Just try it out. I promise it's not going to hurt your bike. I can tell you that much. And also, to get this out of the way, and I don't want to say get this out of the way, folks, my good friend Adam Mock, that's his channel, Instagram and YouTube. He just wrote a book. He wrote a book, and it just came out, Rescue Your Dreams, a guide book to save the life you forgot you wanted. Adam, I'm really proud of you. I haven't read it yet, but I'm on vacation right now, actually. I'm going down to the Keys, and I'm bringing this with me. I'm going to read it. Folks, if you want to support another biker, another rider, someone that you love, somebody that you know from YouTube or Instagram, go ahead and pick this up. It's not even that expensive. It's under $20, I think. So, Adam, I'm proud of you, brother. Thank you. I can't wait to read it. So, without further ado, I've yapped so much. I'm tired now. I'm just going to let Eric talk, and I'm just going to sit back and listen with you guys. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on to the show a local South Florida shredder, Eric Vazquez. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Johnny? How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for having me on.
No, thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate this. I've followed you since I've started this channel. You know, you got to start following the mountain bikers. You got to start creating it. And you popped up early on as somebody I should follow. And I did. And I'm like, oh, I'll sit and hold this guy's camera if I ever ride with him.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words.
Let's go into the chat real quick. Oh, I've got it backwards now. It's
that way.
Yeah, that way. The one and only, ladies and gentlemen, it's Electric Trail Surfer. He changed his name. That's Mehdi right there, folks. You know him as the mountain bike encyclopedia. Fractured Rider, all the way from Finland. Do you follow Fractured Rider?
I do not, but welcome to the show.
You really got to check his stuff out. He's over there in Finland. I guess the snow melted, and he's up to trail building now. And riding, and it's incredible. You got to check this stuff out. And oh, ladies and gentlemen, the spokesman is in the house. Steve Dorsey, Phoenix Airport on my way home. I wish I could participate. Have a great one. Love you, man. Thanks so much. Holy cow, you're bringing him in, brother.
Nah.
Well, you got Sergio Paines. Do you know it?
Yeah. Good friend.
Sergio, welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for stopping in on this. If you could go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, that would be awesome. Make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And then we've got Kazo Zeki. Hey, man, what's going on out there in SoCal? Shredding away. You're bringing them in.
Yeah, man. I know. They were waiting to come into the show. 83 episodes in, man.
Sergio, is he a local rider as well? You ride with him?
Yep.
Nice, Sergio. I got to meet up with you guys someday.
Yeah, man, please. It would be great. You
So
can go
tell me
out and ride VK.
oh, here you go. How about that Virginia Key?
How
Yeah,
about that VK? They're
I
doing
was
a
there.
great job out there.
I
Go
was
ahead.
there. I was there Sunday. No offense to VK. Trail builders out there are incredible, but it's the only trail I have ridden since I've gotten my new bike, and I'm starting to get the burnout again. You ever get burnout, trail burnout?
I do get trail burnout. Yeah. Especially, I was having this conversation with a good buddy the other day that, we ride 365 days a year here. We don't have seasons.
Yeah.
And we have 4 parks that you can go visit. So yeah, after a while, like you can get. So that's why it helps to jump around. I try to hit different parks to
Yeah.
keep things interesting.
Yeah. I've got to get, and no offense to Virginia Key. Their system is incredible. The trail builders out there are above and beyond. They're amazing.
Yeah, they've done a good job, and that park has come a long, long way.
Oh man, especially after what hurricane was that tore it down?
I think it was Wilma.
It was
Wilma
Wilma or Irma.
Wilma, was it? It was, yeah. And it's 2 different parks. I actually have an edit from back then, from those days that we
Really?
shot. Yeah, with all the trees and the pines, everything's up. And now, if you look at it now, it's like 2 different parks. Yeah, it all fell.
What?
But again, man, they have a great community there, man. They've always had a really good community, and I think it's stronger than ever. And they brought it back.
They're incredible. They're a great supporter of the channel, and I really appreciate that. Just being that I'm just a weekend warrior of a mountain biker. I'm not a shredder, if you will. Holy cow, folks, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from New Zealand, Marty Octo, Dad. What's up, bike nerds, MTB nerds? What's going on, Marty? How you doing, brother? He's got a great thing going out there in New Zealand, a little Kiwi. Rusty Chain, PA rider here. Weather is starting to turn. Ride and laugh brought me here. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, man. Ride and laugh. My buddies, Danny and Sage. That's another great podcast. Are we done? So Eric, tell me a little bit about yourself, especially, and I'll get to this, but where do you live?
I am in Miami Shores.
Oh, really? So you're not too far from where I work.
No, not at all. Rolly comes to the Publix here all the time.
Yeah, I'm there all the time. I'm surprised.
Yes, I think you guys were together the other day.
No, it's funny because I actually, the guy I work with, Patrick. I was there today. It's Sushi Wednesday.
Where do you live?
I'm in Coconut Grove.
Okay, I lived there for close to 5 years.
Oh, okay, whereabouts?
Off of Loquat.
Loquat.
Yeah,
that's on old.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've lived on both sides. I've lived on I guess, the north and the south grove. I lived close to what's this restaurant? Right off of Bird Road and 32nd, I want to say.
32nd. Is that not near
by Flanagan's?
Oh, by Flanagan's. Okay.
Yeah, I lived over by there, and then I lived on the other side, which is where the Loquat address was.
Yeah, I live on the other side now. I lived on Mary Street. I lived right near Center Grove. Sorry if we're boring you folks. We're just some locals vibing here now.
Catching up.
All the way in the shores. Now, the question that I want to get to, what I find really interesting that I see on your Insta, what is it that you do for a living?
Entertainment. I produce events of all kinds, concerts, boxing matches, corporate events, anything that has to be produced. And not so much, like a lot of times people get that confused with like being a promoter. No, I don't promote. I produce. I put everything together, build a stage, bring in the sound, or build a ring if you have to build a ring. So I come from the world of pretty much event. I'm an event producer.
Yeah, okay.
It ventures off into music and talent management and the buying and selling of talent and running stages. And my background is from, I guess you could say, the advertising world. I spent almost 15 years in the corporate advertising world working with some pretty big agencies here in town.
Wow. I just like because it's a lot of that, your music stuff, it's like a lot of that I don't even know how to say it. It's like, what is it, like new age?
Very wellness, I guess you can say, medicine music, wellness activated, and
Yeah,
more
they
on
got
that,
the
on
bowls and
the gongs. Yeah, it's a little bit more, yeah, more wellness, I guess you can say, than anything else. We call it medicine music because
I
it's
love
good.
it.
It's medicine that's for the soul. It's community. They're small. Now I also do, I also do big events. I also get hired to, I ran the Telemundo stage during Calle Ocho a few weeks ago.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, but I prefer the little events, these small wellness events. They're community driven events. That's really what I enjoy.
That's cool. I always watch it and I'm like, it just looks like one of those places you just want to sit and just, wellness. You just want to feel it.
Yeah, that
Like
people
it's
that
drum
come to,
circle.
yeah, people that come to sit, to meditate, to connect with themselves. Yeah, so it's something a little different. It's an alternative to going to a bar and it's just it's an alternative thing to do, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with going to a bar and having fun with it.
It looks amazing though. I love it. It looks very
It's
tranquil.
grown. I mean, I've been doing it for a while, and I've watched. It's really grown. It's gotten to. When I first started, it was a very small knit community. Maybe there was 100, 150, and now more and more people are doing it, and it's being accepted. And I sometimes I even get hired by big corporate companies to bring that into a corporate office for corporate employees, for them to just. So yeah, it's something
Yeah,
that's grown. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy sharing it with people.
that's awesome. Zach's in the house, said 9 minutes and 45 seconds late, not a second earlier or later.
And you got a good following, bro.
Zach says that Timber Warrior, incredible kid. You're gonna start following all these people now.
Yeah. No,
Everybody's gonna start following everybody. Medi needs some wellness. Yeah, I think we all need a little bit of it. So, Eric, mountain biker. When did you start riding? Like, what got you into mountain biking in South Florida?
so I used to race jets. So I've loved bicycles since I was a child. A bicycle. Anytime I get on a bicycle, to me it's like the ultimate sense of freedom. Right? Since the first moment they took the training wheels off till current day, whenever I get on a bicycle, that's what I feel. Now, mountain biking was something. I was racing jet skis.
Wow.
And I was working in this place called R&R Jet Tech, and there was this guy called John that used to work with us. And he used to tell me of these trails that they were riding out in North Miami, which were the very first days of Olita, I guess.
Yeah.
And they were taking these, they weren't even mountain bikes. I don't even know what they were. They were the very first iteration, I guess, of mountain bikes. And they were going out and they were riding. And he was the first one to really tell me about it. And I went out with a BMX bike, and I had a really bad time. And I kind of put it to the side. And then as time went on, Olita went expanding, and Amelia started having trails. And I picked up a Diamondback from Bike Tech when it was there used to just be one Bike Tech, which was on Bird Road.
Yeah, Bird Road one.
I picked up a Diamondback hardtail from them, and I kind of got into it a little bit, and I would go out and explore and experiment, but I really didn't really know much. Like it was the very early days.
Yeah.
Everything was like, and I kind of stuck with it, and then a little bit after that, I got a Gary Fisher Sugar 2, and I would ride that every so often. And mountain biking for me in those days was like, I would go every so often. I'd go to a park, but I would also go for rides in the Key Biscayne, and I would go into what now is Virginia Key, which wasn't even Virginia Key. That used to be some dirt bike trails back in the days.
Oh, wow.
So when I lived in the Grove, I would ride out there, and and then I think that some time went by that I didn't touch the bike. It was just there. And I was working at an agency called Elastic People, which was in the design district, and it was a music-driven, music-based advertising agency. And one day, this kid we hired a new designer, and one of the days he walks in and he's got a bike shirt on. And I said to him, man, you mountain bike? And he goes, yeah, but it's probably not how you mountain bike. And he goes, I free ride. And I was like, free ride? I was like, what is that? And that weekend, he invited me to meet him out at Olita. And you know, when I got there, they were on these big dual crown bikes, and they had 3.0 tires, and there were these big free ride bikes. And I had my little Gary Fisher Sugar 2 with 1.8 thick tires. It had like of suspension. It had the 120 mil stem. And they were on these bikes that were more like BMX bikes, but mountain bikes.
Yeah.
And they took me out to the back, and there were some jumps, and they hit the jumps. And I remember watching him hit the jumps, and I was like, shit, I kind of like that, you know. And I tried it on what I had, but it really wasn't working out. And that was kind of like my reintroduction to mountain biking. And I want to say that was the 2000s, like 2008, 2009, maybe even before that. And then he took me to Markham. He introduced me to Markham, and I went out to Markham, and I remember thinking, wow, this is like, to me, Markham at first was like this, just like the hardest thing I'd ever seen. They took me out to the jump. There was like 3 jumps at the time. It was a much different dynamic, and it was very XC driven. Like the jumps were forbidden. There was 3 jumps at Markham, and I started hitting. They built me a little jump, and I started hitting that little jump with the bike that I had, which wasn't really meant for that. And shortly after that, they took me to a place called The Toe, which was a private park up in Ocala that you had those members only, and it was just like this bridge wonderland of like bridges and features and drops and all these things that I had never seen in my life.
Oh, wow.
And after visiting The Toe, I went there on a hardtail. I had a little dirt jump bike that I had now at this time. I decided to buy like my first free ride type of a bike, and I bought a Transition Bottle Rocket. And then that's what got me into jumping. And, you know, and with that friend, Kylie, we began to travel, and we started going to places like Diablo, which is now Mount Creek. And we started going to the Carolinas, and I started getting more and more into it. And the more we traveled and the more I just went riding, the more the needle went into my arm. And in those days, we would just jump and hit drops, and we weren't really pedaling at all. You know, like I didn't get into pedaling until much later. But,
pedaling, there's so much pedaling down here.
Yeah.
That's all there is. There's just pedaling, folks. It's so funny that you said you started out Olita. I wonder if everyone started at Olita, because that's where I started. I had a Cannondale M500. It was a hybrid bike. I would ride it on the street. And then my buddy said, you got to come with me. You like riding a bike? Because I rode all the time, but on the street. And he goes, you got to come out in the dirt. So I went riding, and it was full rigid. I flipped over the bars a couple times, and I'm like, oh, I need some suspension. So I got a Rock Shock Judy, I think it was 80 millimeters. And that I got addicted to. We were there every weekend, you know, Saturday and Sunday. It was so fun. And it's funny that you mentioned Markham. We go to Markham a lot because I lived in Aventura at the time. So it was just like straight across almost. And Markham was a lot different. I went back not like in October with Amari, MTV Sensei, and I was like, I don't remember any of this.
No, it's a much different park. It's Dave Collin and the new crew. There's a new guard out there, man, and they've completely transformed the park.
Yeah, it was totally different. And then there was that bike box thing that was never there. It was just a parking lot that you just rode into.
Yeah. And they got the juice thing now. I forgot the name of the little restaurant there. They got the little food truck that they have. They got bike box. Yeah.
You know, I remember just everything's changed so much. I mean, Amelia was different as well. When I first started, they actually had a teeter totter back in the day.
Amelia is I guess you could say is the one park that has stayed like the most the same. It's a very conservative park. I rode Amelia today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went out today. I like to just go out there to do laps. It's a good park to learn flat corners. It's a good park to just spin the wheels. A lot of racers go out there. A lot of people go to train. It's a very easy. It's a highway.
Yeah, it's a little roller coaster in the back, and it's a good long buster if you want, but there's nothing real tech. And no offense to
no. It is what it is. That
it
part
is what it is exactly.
Yeah, I see Amelia more as a place for guys to train, and it's what like if you go out to Amelia, you're gonna run into the guys that are racing the Coconut Cup Series, the guys that are doing all that. They go there to train. That's where you're catching them. So that's fine. That's good that park is the way it is. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of people are scared of it because of the location, but I can tell you that, man, it's a great park, and they got security now. There's no more break-ins.
Yeah.
I encourage people to go and check it out. It's always good.
Great place. It's a great place to learn too. I mean, if you want to keep your feet on the pedals, that kind of stuff, nothing is too difficult. Even the Black Diamond there.
No, everything there is rideable.
Everything is rideable.
It's funny that you mentioned us starting at Olita, because Olita is the one park I don't ride, and I visit it once a year.
I actually went back. I went back a couple times, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I enjoyed it because it was it's nostalgic. I went back for the nostalgia of it, and they're building up stuff there. They're really building up stuff there, and it's a lot of fun. Markham is something I need to get back to because there is a lot more challenging stuff there.
Whatever you want, let's go, man.
It's so far for me.
I know. I used to make that trek all the time. I know exactly how. But yeah, whenever you want.
Let's do it. I think this is John Urell, Dave Urell, my buddy Dave's kid. He just had a new bike day. Happy birthday, brother. I don't know how old you are, forget 13 or something like that, but he just had a birthday. Wish John, it's John, right? Anywho,
happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, brother. He just got a new Specialized something or other.
Happy new bike day.
Bike, good kid. He's a shredder. So anywho, we're yapping. This is great. I just love it. So you started out around the same time. I started it was about 25 years ago or so.
I was trying to think. I knew you were going to ask that question, and I was trying to think when, but I want to say like early 2000s, man, was when I got that first. Amelia was like nothing what it is today. Olita was like just in its infant steps.
Yeah.
The mountain bike scene, the bikes were there was a lot of hybrids.
Yeah.
The bikes had like really long stems and like fucking like 28-inch wide handlebars, and it was like another. I had V brakes.
Yeah, V brakes. I had a stem that was adjustable.
Yeah.
And then this will date me. I had the straps on the pedals.
Yeah.
Oh, those were the days, weren't they, man?
Yeah, when you don't know anybody, you're just out there exploring, bro. Like those were like they were just days of exploration, of learning, of falling, busting your ass, like
get some of these kids that started out in 2020 on their awesome bikes and get them back on something that we started out on.
It's funny you mentioned that. I would like to ride to see how I do, like my old Gary Fisher with the 1.8 tires and the 120 millimeter stem out to here. I would like to see how I fare at Markham on that old bike. That would be a great science experiment.
Or at Alafaya.
That would be the ultimate sign. Like, ride the trail back to back. One time with the e-bike, one time with the 1990s Gary Fisher 80-wheel travel bike. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Rigid. Oh my gosh. It's funny because we were talking earlier about started with a rock hopper, rigid, 1986. Wow. How would you do with that, Mehdi, with a rigid rock hopper from back then? And I don't even know if I could do it. I tried LFI with my buddy's 10-year-old Scott scale, and I was having trouble with it. Plus, we were talking. Oh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. JT, the Dusty Dutchman's in the house. Right there, folks. Look at that. Representing my brother. Look at him. You're bringing him everyone in.
Nah, man. They're coming for you.
Oh, this is great. But we were talking about
People from all over, huh?
What's that?
So you have people from all over, like from all over the world. That's awesome.
I'm just doing this whole podcast thing. So if I ever travel, I have someone to ride with.
Amazing.
And you know what's funny? I don't ride with anyone down here.
That's right.
What's wrong with me? That's why I got you on. I need a friend.
Let's do it.
I need a friend, Eric.
You got a friend in me.
So you're where do you mostly ride down here? Markham?
I try to keep a balance, man. I try to, like today I rode Amelia, Friday I may ride VK, and Saturday I may be at Markham. I try to keep a little balance, just because if not, man, I'll get burned out. I'll seriously get burned out riding the same forks.
So you got a lot of extra time on your hands, huh?
I get it in when I can get it in. But yeah, basically.
Oh man. Hey, Coop's in the house, man. Johnny better be coming to Washington soon.
I would love to ride out in Washington.
Oh man.
That's definitely a bucket list.
Oh yeah, you got to check this kid's it's so beautiful, and he's such an incredible ride. My problem is I am not as good as everybody I follow. I've seen your stuff. I guess with my e-bike, I might be able to keep up. I don't know. But so tell me, you went from a Gary Fisher. What are you riding now?
We are on I'm on a propane Shresh. That's my e-bike. And I am on a Yeti SB 160, which is the analog bike, which is the bike that I travel with if I'm going to travel.
Uh-huh.
And then I got a transition trailer park DJ bike, which I take out to the pump track out at all over. Or if I'm going to go for a street ride, I like to do the urban ride, or if I do the downtown ride, the critical mass.
Critical mass?
I'll do it on the dirt jumper.
Oh, wow. I've always wanted to go to that pump track and haul over.
It's a blast. It's a lot of fun, especially with like a little DJ bike. Whenever you want to go, we can go. I have the perfect bike for that.
It just looks like fun. I don't want to throw a drone up. Yeah,
it's a blast.
I don't want to throw
on a skateboard, it's a blast on a bike. It's really, I mean, it's built by it's professionally built. It's built by the guys out of Switzerland. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a chain that came in and built that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's like a Velo Solutions, I believe is the company. So it's like, they make them, they're all over the world, that pump track. So it's like engineered perfectly.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I had no idea. I've driven past it a million times, and I'm like, I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good little spot, man. You got the ocean right there, the sun. It's a cool little spot. It's something different. So I like to mix it up. That's another spot that I hit.
Nude beach.
You got the nude beach if you pedal down. Yes, sir.
Folks, if you're listening, we actually have a nude beach here in Miami.
Right next to the pump track.
Right next to the pump track. There's too many jokes going in my head right now. Trail Monster's in the house. What's going on, brother? Oh, my gosh. So tell me about – there's so much. My head is going crazy with you because we both talk to me. Did you ever hit up Quiet Waters?
I haven't hit Quiet Waters in close to, 15 years. I haven't been back. I rode a very old Quiet Waters. I haven't ridden the new Quiet Waters.
Wow, the old Quiet Waters, wasn't it just pretty much a flat gravel?
It was, but they had the first jump drop spot. Like they had the first free ride spot before Markham even had it, but it got destroyed by, I don't know if it was Andrew, not Andrew. There was another hurricane that destroyed Quiet Waters. Quiet Waters has been through quite a bit.
Wow.
With storms and stuff. But no, I haven't been back. And I used to. I rode a place. So when we rode Quiet Waters, they took me to ride a place called the Kmart Trails, which were these unsanctioned ladder bridges that had been built behind the Kmart. And you were up on suspended ladder bridges. This is way back, like,
wow,
yeah, like very long time ago. But that they did away with those trails. And then Quiet Waters got pummeled in one of the hurricanes. I forgot when. Then they brought it back, and then I think it got pummeled again. And that park has been through quite a bit.
wow. We got the history of mountain biking right next to me right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I had the Kmart Trails. I want to say I've heard of them, but it sounds a little. Yes, JT. That Haulover is where the boats always sink and hit the rocks at the inlet. That place is crazy. You can actually watch that on YouTube. It's called Wavy Boats. It's fun to watch, actually.
A lot of sharks in that inlet, man. People don't realize that. Like, a lot of people, things get sunk in that little inlet, and what happens is that you have all those fishing charter boats that are constantly coming in and out of that channel, and it's like a little. It's not a good place to sink your boat or your jet ski or whatever.
I wonder how many boats are down there. Actually, that'd be an interesting thing to check out.
I think they pick it up. I mean, on a clear day, you can see into it. So it's they clean it up. They dredge it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they've allowed anything to stay down there.
Have you? You say you go to Alita once a year.
Yeah, I haven't been since last year.
It is why they call it Route Lita.
Yeah,
it is so. You can just wear.
And what happens to me in Olita is that if you look at Olita, it was built. It was the first park built, and to me, it's almost like a rat maze. Some of the other parks began building more flowy trails. Olita doesn't really have flow aside from the routes. It's got a very you're in a maze. It was like the early days of mountain biking, and the way they built it was just, it's different to every other park.
You're right about that. It really, now that I think about it, I actually kind of got lost. I was coming out of Christmas Tree, I think is called, and it was like, okay, where's the next trail? You got to do some very technical fire roads.
It's 14 miles. If you can do all 14 miles, by the time you come out, and I think on an e-bike it would be like you come out kind of dizzy almost. You come out like, but it's still the longest park we have.
Yeah, it's huge. What and I told you I went to Markham Park in October with Amari. It's a wilder scene over there.
Yeah.
It really is like I don't know how to explain it in the chat for people to understand or listening in the podcast. Like, you go to Virginia Key, you got cars and you got a couple people sitting around talking or whatever, riding by themselves, or a couple people, and you got mom and dad with their kid. And Amelia is kind of like that. Olita, I swear, when I went to Olita, I think I was the only one on the trail. But when I went to Markham, it's like a huge community. It's a gathering spot. Talk to me a little bit about that place.
I think a lot of that has to do with Tito and Bike Box and the whole thing that he's created there. And then you have, man, I keep forgetting, and I eat there. I love I get the acai bowl from them. I
love acai.
So they got a trailer there now with the bowls. I'm trying to remember the name of the. I don't know if there's anybody online that's watching, but
oh, come on, you got it.
So anyways, I think that whole scene that they've created with Bike Box, he sells beers. They got the little food truck now that's there all the time with the acai bowls. They got burgers. It's just a vibe. You can get a beer. You can sit down. It's just it's a whole vibe. And I think that it's also located in a spot where, you got people coming from a lot of different areas to ride Markham, and so the community there is just, I don't know, they've built that. None of the other parks have that.
Yeah,
none of the other parks have a Bike Box with the food truck and that whole, they've built a pavilion in an area for riders to commune in and to hang out.
It's
And
so
like,
different from when I used to first go there. It is a vibe, and I thought it was funny because it was so busy, and I was putting a video together, and goofball with a camera on a tripod sitting there, yeah, and all of a sudden, like, okay, let's just stop for a second. I got to stop for a second. People are coming by, people are parking next to me, and I didn't want to look like that idiot content creator. It was
no,
just,
but there's a lot of that out there. I mean, you got the professor. The professor's always out there creating content and doing his thing. So yeah, I don't know. They've just created it goes to show you what happens when you create something like that. The people come. It's
yeah,
something that's very normal when you go up to Colorado or you go to the Carolinas. You know, you have a lot of those parks have that, you know, little trail, like the little bike shop hangout area with the little spot to get food. And Markham is like the only park that has created that vibe.
yeah, you need it. Like Alafaya, we were hanging out. They sell beer. I think,
Alafaya's got that same because it's the same concept. It's that same bike box concept
yeah,
at
you bring it.
Alafaya.
I don't know if you guys in the chat. I feel that all the way. It's time, Coop. I swear, I get in front. I'm not camera shy at all, but when somebody's looking at me, I freeze. I freeze. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't. But you're right, man. I think more and more parks should get into the community, not just a place to ride, but a place to hang out, a place to grab a drink or to buy a new tire.
Or a jersey, and then look, and then you know, even another thing that's really cool at Markham is you got the MTB chicks who are doing the clinics and they got their little community. You got a guy like a Maori who's doing the coaching out there, MTB
Yeah.
Sensei, who's doing the coaching. He's doing the hopper, the rock hopper jump thing clinics. So all these little things are going on there that just amplify, you know, like, I don't know, create more. Like it just creates a community. You know?
All you need is a shipping container, folks.
Yeah.
That's all these places are at Alafai and excuse me, Markham. It's a shipping container.
Yeah.
You walk in, there's a register, there's stuff you can buy.
And Alafai, let me tell you, I was at Alafai 2 weeks ago. I was blown away by the bike shop. Like it's Bike Box has some stuff, but man, that spot up there, Alafai is wild. Like it's. I mean, apparently the guy owns a bike shop in town, so he's able to.
Okay.
It up. Yeah, but yeah.
Now you totally switching, turning here because that's how my brain works. E-bike.
Right.
You were an analog guy. If you watch him, you see him on an analog bike. The guy shreds, folks. He went e-bike.
I was very anti e-bike for a very long time, bro.
Talk to me about that. Why so?
So the first time I got on one was because there's something, I think it has to do with my ego. I think it has to do with the ego. It has to do with I feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I'm going against the purpose of riding a bike.
Oh.
Right? So the first time I got on one, Bike Tech was doing a demo at VK before they were even legal at VK. And I remember I got on one and it was like, I got on it and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. But at the same time, my ego was like, nah, that shit's, you're cheating. That's BS. You're going against the whole purpose of being free on a bike and pedaling. And I was like, I felt some kind of way about it for a while. And then we went up to Canuga. And I went on a trip with my buddy Guillermo and father-son rides. I don't know if you know Adrian and Lucas.
No.
But we went up on a trip and they were like, we're not taking our bikes. We're going to rent e-bikes. And I was like, I'm taking my Yeti. I'm taking the analog. I'm pedaling up. And I was like, forget you guys. And the first day at Canuga, I got like maybe 6 laps. Because Canuga is like 700 feet to the top. Oh, boom, boom, boom. And at the end of the day, I said to Guillermo, let me see that bike. He rented it was a Turbo Levo, I think it was.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm only going to go to the halfway point and come back down. And I remember I got to the halfway point like in 3 minutes. Normally it takes me 33 minutes to get to the top of Canuga. And on the e-bike, I got up to the middle so quick that I said, I'm going to go to the top. And I went to the top, and I got to the top like in 7 minutes versus 33 minutes. And I bombed down, and I was like, okay, this thing is pretty badass. But no, it's still no, I'm still anti-e-bike. And I remained that way, man, up until last year. We started having the conversation, the people I ride with, the group. We went to Whistler as a group, and when we came back from Whistler, my best friend who lives in Colorado, Kylie, and is the guy that I mentioned earlier who's the one that took me to Alita, that taught me about free ride bikes.
Yeah.
He was the first one. We got back from Whistler, and he got himself a Yeti, an SB160E, and he started raving about it. Then my buddy Guillermo, who is the guy that I ride with the most, he picked up a Decoy YT.
Yeah.
And he started raving about it, and then the pressure was on. And I came in. And I ordered my bike like in October, and I don't know, I think I got it, or like in September, October, I ordered it, and it came in around the end of November, and I've been on it ever since, and I'm a believer.
He's a believer, folks. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a believer. It's an amazing little tool.
Like I ride during the week on my analog, and it's weird. I'm thinking about getting a gravel bike because I ride on the street during the week just to keep my fitness level. My fitness level is horrible, but it's funny. We were talking about this before we started, folks. When you ride an e-bike, it's heaven. It's heaven sent. And then all of a sudden you get back on your analog bike and you feel like you're dragging a 50-pound dumbbell on flat tires in the mud.
Every time I go back to the analog bike, the first thing I do is look back and I'm like, do I got a flat tire? And then I realize it's just really, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a really weird sensation when you go back to the analog bike. It's almost like you're dragging something.
Yeah. The first time I got back on my Izzo, I was like, what's going on here? I start checking my tires and I'm like, what's going on? It ruins you, folks. But
it definitely ruins you. But it also brings the mountains to the flatlands, right? Because it almost feels like it's riding an e-bike on our trails almost feels like going downhill in the mountains.
Yeah. We get to ride a little bit faster now.
Yeah, a lot faster.
It's so funny because we do pedal here. That's all we do. We don't stop pedaling. It's all pedaling. And I love the first one I rode a Decoy, the first one I rode out in California at Sky Park. And for me, it's not a huge mountain, Sky Park, but for me, if I didn't have that e-bike, I'd still be in the parking lot and everyone would be riding down. It just changes everything. So stop poo-pooing it, people.
Yeah, I'm a believer, man. I was one of those. I was a serious e-bike hater for a while.
Now being the shredder that you are, the guy who loves to jump and drop, has that changed with the weight of the e-bike?
It's actually easier to jump the e-bike. The e-bike is a lot more stable in the air. It's a lot more stable in the corners. There's 40, I think my bike is like 48 pounds. It's 48 pounds, 50 pounds, let's say, of weight. But I will say, to the e-bike's defense, it's made, I went to the mountains last month and I took the Yeti, the SB160, and it's made riding the analog bike in the mountains a lot easier. So you do lose some so while I've lost maybe some like pedal power that I got from when I was riding analog all the time, you lose a little bit of that leg power. You definitely gain more strength up top. To me, riding the analog bike now is a lot easier.
It's funny picking up the analog now.
Yeah.
It's like a feather pillow.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
It feels like I have all the traction in the world. with the analog bike, you're going so much slower. And again, this isn't in the mountains, but I do feel that the e-bike does train you to become a better rider. You're going a lot faster. Your cornering has to be a lot better. Your position, your placement, all those things are making you a better rider. So when you do transition back to an analog bike, I'm trying to keep the balance, but it's hard. It's really hard. It's hard to keep that balance because I just want to ride the e-bike.
I love it. You bring up an interesting fact that it keeps it more stable. I am not a jumper, but I will hit a small jump or a small drop or whatnot. And I do find that I don't do the dead sailor thing.
No, because it's the weight. It's the weight. If you just hang on and you just go with the thing, hey, there I am.
Yeah. Sorry, I hit it before. I hit it too soon.
It's all good.
Accidentally hit the button.
But yeah, so I find it easier to jump the e-bike.
Yeah. Let me pull up. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes or whatever, I'm pulling up his Instagram. It's a difficult name to find. Eric Vazquez. He didn't come up with some goofy name like MTV Q&A or anything. He just went with his name. This is impressive, folks. And I don't know if it shows on this drop right here. Look at him. Look at this style. You're like a little Remy. Look at that. Holy cow. So I had recently been to Alafaya, and what is that trail? What trail is that?
This is the drop is on Moonscape.
Moonscape. So, okay, folks, backstory. You just saw him kill it. Let me show that again. Beautiful technique. Just the guy's incredible. Look at that. What? That looks like, again, it looks like Remy's opening to his videos. We went on to Moonscape, my buddy and I'm not a dropper or a jumper. And he got up to the top and I was behind him and he got to the top and I said, nope, that's not happening. Johnny's not doing that today or any day. It's incredibly steep. The landing is incredibly steep. I hate cameras. They don't show. That does it though. That is impressive, sir. Your riding impresses me.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at this kid. Look at this guy. Look at the style on you. Look at that.
Thank you, bro.
I just want to show, we're all talk, but I want to show that I didn't just bring this guy on because he owns a bike. Look at that. Oh my.
That bike is gone.
That bike is gone. Where's the E?
The e-bike is up top right there, the which is what I did the race on.
Oh, okay. So you race as well. That's
I did the professor has been organizing these jumping these alternative races at Markham. So whenever he does that, I try to support the professor and that whole thing that they got going, and they've been doing these alternate races for those of us that like to jump and hit drops that don't want to do a full XC course, and that's what that race was from. Just like back in February they did it, and it was Area 51 and Iguana combined.
I haven't been. You know what, man? When I come back, let's
go do a little tour. Let's go. I'll give you a tour in Markham, man.
I'm on vacation right now, folks. I'm leaving, but next weekend, can I read? Could you give me a tour of?
Of course, let's do it, man. Bring the camera out. Yeah, I got you. I will show you all of Markham.
Yeah, I haven't been, like I told you, I went with Amari, but he was kind of, I owe you a video, Amari. If you're listening, we did like a what it's like to have a coach for the day.
Got it.
Camera was going in and out of focus. I had some the new camera. It's horrible. Mari, I apologize. Let's do it again.
Speaking of something that you just brought up, coaching, like I highly recommend that. I've done, I think if there's one thing that I should have done a long time ago, and at the same time it didn't really exist.
Yeah.
Was hire a coach. That really helped me a lot, man.
Oh, you coached?
I've been coached.
Oh, you've been coached.
I've done 2 clinics with Johan Borelli. I did one in Peru and I did one in Mexico with him. And those 2 camps really helped to elevate my riding.
Yeah, I was with Maury and he helped because I'm not a big dropper and he was helping me with drops.
He's a great guy, man. He's a great guy to hook up with and to learn from. And, he teaches. Yeah, that's great investment.
Yeah. Oh, Amari was amazing. He's a great guy. We met up at Alafaya. And yes, folks, if you're getting into mountain biking or there's a skill that you'd like to learn, don't be afraid. I'm actually going to hit Amari up for I want a jumping clinic. I used to jump when I was younger.
Yeah, I would get with him.
Yeah, he's great. Ladies and gentlemen, I do have to take a second to say hello to Mike Mitchell. Run Bike Mike is in the house. If you don't know him, he's got like 90 channels now. I don't know how he does it. Actually, I know how he does it. He showed a picture of it the other day. But Mike, thanks, brother, for hopping on tonight. Oh, and my wife wants to say hi, Eric.
Hello.
Oh, she's saying hi hold on. She says hi. Where'd she say hi? Oh, here she is. There's my wife.
TNA. Hi.
Yeah.
Hola.
Okay. Hit me up. So mountain biking, you fell in love with it.
Yeah.
It's a part of you now. Yeah. Obviously. Where has mountain biking taken you? Your travels. Tell me about it. Because I just want to dream of where you've been.
So, all the way from the Carolinas, all over the Carolinas, obviously, New Jersey, out at Diablo. And then I've been really blessed. My best friend moved out to Colorado 15 years ago. So I've gotten to ride all of Colorado. And I would have to say that my favorite place to ride in Colorado, and it's a place that I recommend everybody go visit, is Crested Butte, which is about 4 hours outside of Denver. So yeah, I've been able to, Fruta, Crested Butte, Vail, just all over the state of Colorado. I've been really lucky, and we've also done Moab, which is another incredible biking town to go visit. Sedona, which was another incredible place. Not my favorite place, but a pretty cool place to go check out if you're into biking. And then the 2 places outside of the States have been Peru, which I think is my favorite place to ride on planet Earth, and Oaxaca, Mexico.
Oaxaca.
Which is another interesting. And both of those trips were with Into the Gnar and Johan Borelli. So they were ride trips, but they were also camps to learn.
Oh, wow.
And then last year I went to, I guess, what could be considered the Mecca of all Meccas, which is Whistler. And that's another spot that if you like bicycles, that's like a must visit on the bucket list.
So you're like no joke, man. Like your trips are mountain biking trips.
I tried. Yeah, I invested in a suitcase. I think it's my favorite suitcase, which is my bike suitcase. And yeah, I love to travel, man. I mean, I'm blessed. I've been able to meet, kind of like what you were saying, that whenever you're going to go somewhere, you have somebody to ride. I'm pretty much in the same boat. I got friends in Canada and Mexico and Peru. In Quebec, I've one of the coolest things about riding a bike is that I've been able to meet and ride and shred with people from all over the world, and that's really what it's all about for me, man. I love that part of the sport more than anything else, being able to connect with people and check out cultures. I'm going back to Peru in June to ride with the same 2 brothers that I went the last time. They have a place out there called Peru Mountain Bike Lodge. It's a lodge that's sponsored by Specialized. It's a lodge that was started by 2 brothers maybe 5-6 years ago. They just had this vision of buying this piece of land. They built a lodge on it, and with the goal of taking people on expeditions, and they built it, and maybe a year later, Specialized came in and we're like, we want to sponsor you guys and give you guys the bikes. And
Wow.
we're going to put a whole fleet of bicycles here and we're going to hook you guys up. And so I met them in 2000. I met them in 2000. Yeah, in 2022, I met them. And I did my first tour. It was like 10 days. We went to Machu Picchu. And to this day, it's been one of the most epic, special trips that I've done because it was the riding was amazing, but it was also we were also very immersed into the culture of Peru and the indigenous culture that exists in the Sacred Valley. And we were able to go to Machu Picchu and all of that. So yeah, man, I love, as much as I love riding here, I also love traveling with the bike. I get a kick out of putting the bike in the bike bag and heading out to ride, man. Like, yeah, that's.
I look like an idiot smiling from ear to ear right now, but just to hear you talk about going there and the connections with people, that's what this is all about. I mean, it's an amazing community, and it just makes me, I don't know why. I mean, I'm in therapy. I just talked to my therapist this afternoon. This makes me so happy.
Yeah, it does for me.
Is that what biking does for you?
Huh?
Is that what biking does for you?
Yeah, that's exactly what biking does for me, and that's why I do it, and that's why I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy that part of it. It's not just about, the riding is great. But there's something about the connections that one makes, and being, and then being blessed to be able to travel and ride your bike in foreign lands and meet foreign, like, it's just, it's that's why I do it.
Just what Coop said here, man. Connecting with with people is the reason I do it. It's so.
I love pulling up to Alafaya and running into a Maori or running into my friend Casey that I've known for a long time, or I love that, man. Or going up to the Carolinas and running into people I know. I don't know. There's just something about it, and then you shred and you share a lap together, and boom. I think that's so rad. We're all connected by one. And it doesn't matter what your political views. It doesn't matter what your religious. None of that matters, bro. When you get a bunch of bike nerds together in a parking lot with bikes, people get stoked, dude. Everything goes out the window. People just want to ride, and they want to share the stoke.
It's just I've said it a million times. We're just a bunch of big kids on bikes, folks. Tell me about Peru. Now, you're coming from South Florida. Peru, is there a difference with the elevation? Do you have to get used to the
huge difference? But thanks to all of my trips, my Coloradian friends and the trips to Colorado are just as gnarly. As going to Peru. Peru, you go higher, but when you ride in Crested Butte, you're at 10,000 feet and you're going up to 13,000 feet.
Yeah.
And the good folks, I learned a long time ago that if you dose on beetroot in the weeks prior to a trip like that, beetroot naturally elevates your red blood cells. So what you need when you're in those areas, the first thing that goes is your oxygen, because it's a lack of red blood cells. So beetroot, you load up on beetroot, start loading up on those red blood cells, and when you get to elevation, it's not as bad as it's not as bad the adaptation.
Wow.
And they also sell some stuff called acclimate, which
beetroot. You're saying beetroot, right?
Yeah, beetroot. Yeah, beetroot. And then this is another thing that I may take with me, which is acclimate, and that goes in your, I don't know, I think there's like a or whatever. So anyways, this works great too. So, but I definitely load up on either beetroot, like I'll make my own capsules, or I'll start having beetroot juice. But what you want to do is you want to incorporate more red blood cells. And then while I'm out there, I'm taking beetroot as well, and I'm taking cordyceps, which is a medicinal mushroom, which also amplifies your red blood cells. So what you're trying to do is, we're going from here to there. There's a lack of oxygen. So what you're trying to do is make up for that, so that you don't suffer. Because if not, it can ruin your trip. I've had trips to Colorado where it's like spend a whole day or 2 days just out from elevation sickness.
Yeah, JT said it ruined his last trip to Colorado.
And then in Peru, the big thing in Peru. So that's how I prepare. But in Peru, everywhere you go, they got coca leaves. And they give you coca leaves to chew for that. Or they got coca tea. You're not getting high. It's no getting. It's used for that. Every hotel you walk into, there's a basket of coca leaves for you to grab and chew.
I got to go to this Peru place.
Yeah. So it's really about
and I got to start taking beet juice or beetroot. I heard that's actually good for a lot of things, like your liver.
It's good for here. I take it here. Like I take it here to right here. It's not just a thing that I use for traveling, but yeah, I'm big on beets.
Because beets, I'm sorry, if it's a chewable, maybe, but beets in general are one of the most disgusting vegetables.
Well, just make it in a they have it in capsules. You can get it. You can get it. You can get the capsules. So that's what I use. I make my own capsules because not everybody likes the taste of beet.
Okay, I'm writing this down, man. I'm getting some tomorrow. I'm going to the Walgreens.
Beet, and then another thing you want to get for yourself is cordyceps.
A cordyceps?
Cordyceps. It's a medicinal mushroom. It's gonna give you. It's like it helps build endurance. It helps fight off. It's great at boosting the immune system, and it's kind of gives you endurance. And the same thing, it helps with red blood cell activation, which helps with oxygen, which in turn is going to give you more endurance.
Wow. JT saying he spent $200 on an IV. That's the video you had posted on the Insta.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then Coop here says, I got super sick on a trip, hut trip in
Fruta. What a great place.
30 miles and ended at a hut at 12,000 feet, ended up with the spins and throwing up all night.
That's
man.
That's exactly what you get from, that happened to me in Crested Butte. It ruined like a whole day. And there's so those are little tidbits that definitely help that I like to incorporate. I'm very big on nutrition.
I didn't know I was going to learn tonight about certain vegetables, but here we are, folks. And he's giving us the 411 on beets.
Yeah, it's a great. I want to send a shout out to the Influ Biker TV who just
Influ Biker. This is the professor.
That's the professor, the one and only.
Wow, I got
Luis. I told him that we got to have you on here, and I translate or you with your
reporto. Hola familia, un fuerte abrazo.
It's a very Cuban thing that he just shared.
I don't know what it means. I can kind of say it. No habla español, but I can't. I'm not even going to try. But very happy to have the professor on, folks. If you don't, first off, follow this kid, and then follow.
Make sure you follow the Influ Biker. He's his channel's amazing. He's funny. He's un personaje, as we say. And he can ride. He rides the shit out of a bike. He's
it's obnoxious, folks.
He's really sick on a bike.
Like and subscribe, please. He's incredible. So you ride with this kid?
Yeah, we ride together.
Oh my! I can hold the camera for you guys. I could go to Markham with you guys and just hold the camera for you guys while you do it.
We would love that. Come on out, man.
I'm a professional videographer.
Lewis has been building a lot of his content and doing a lot more stuff. Yeah, it would be great. Let's do it.
His latest video that he put out, I think it was yesterday, where he's doing the grind, and then he goes to riding. It's stupid.
Where he's got to do his wife's hair before he can go ride like that.
Yeah, he's in the car with the suit on and the glasses. Thank you for joining, man.
He's been a great addition to the South Florida cycling community.
Yeah.
He's an amazing voice. He's been pushing the events like the races, and and he makes it funny too. He brings humor to it and brings a lot of community to it.
Don't understand it. I'm sure it's incredibly funny.
Yeah.
But to see you two together, or the fact that and I said it in the description down here, is that like people go mountain biking South Florida, and you and people like him are actually showing that this place is actually legit.
No, and the riding we're doing is legit. I mean, he's gone up. He just did 2 races up in the Carolinas where he raced expert, and he's won the 2 races that he's raced, and he's coming from the flatlands of Florida, and he's heading up to Jared's and to Canuga, and he's racing against people that race gravity all the time. And yeah, there's no shortage of skills down here.
Yeah, it's amazing what you guys are doing by putting what you guys put out there to show that South Florida is kind of a place that people should come and visit.
Yeah.
Backing up, thanks Influ Biker TV for coming on. You messed me up. You threw me off there, but I wanted to go back to Peru.
Right.
We'll get to biking, but real quick, do they eat guinea pig over there? They eat guinea pig, right?
So one of the days, it's actually on my IG. There's a picture of you. If you scroll through, I forgot where it is. Can you go up?
Going up.
Yeah, no, go the other way.
Going down. Going down. We're back on his Instagram.
So right there, if you click on the picture with her,
look how cute you are.
If you look in the right corner down there, look down there, right there. There's a guinea pig right there looking at you.
Right there.
There he is. And I don't know if it's in this one. Yeah, click through. Let me see if slide through on the. Okay, so there he is on the table.
What, that right there?
Yeah. So the way they did it is that day they took us way up, like 14,000. We rode down.
Wow.
And halfway through we ended up at the this Quechuan. These are native Quechuan Peruvians. And they were waiting for us. This is her house, and they were waiting for us with this meal and artisanal products. And yeah, they welcomed us into their home, and they shared their culture with us, and they shared their guinea pig with us. I passed on the guinea pig. I gotta be very honest.
Okay.
Especially because all his little brothers were in that corner.
Oh no.
And then so this was them kind of like just sharing with us, like you see, that's his little brother down there. Then. So this is them sharing with us a little bit and about their culture and about all that. And then this is a writing clip from that region, which is I would say it's very raw.
Yeah.
Writing, and you're basically writing on Inca, raw Inca trails.
Well, now there's the thumbnail. When you're there now, do you have to hike a bike or do you ride up or do you?
It's all shuttled. They shuttle you.
Oh, they shuttle you.
Shuttle, and then there's some little, there may be an area where they drop you off and you may have to pedal a mile up, maybe. But for the most part, you're shuttled the whole time. Yeah. No, if you're not shuttled, man, it's brutal.
Yeah, I'm just thinking just how amazing, like this sport has gotten you to experience not just different terrain, because we're South Florida, you get to do mountains and stuff, but different cultures.
It's big there, man. It's the mountain biking in Peru, in that region, is huge. I was blown away by the community they have.
Now, do they mountain bike, or is it just such a big place to go?
They are mountain biking. They are mountain biking. I mean, the 2 guides, Nico and Chente, are absolute rippers. Like they are there's a whole community. They're racing. Epic. There's a company that Lewis is working with now that he's riding for, which is Epic Productions.
Mm-hmm.
They're leading a tour now to the Inca Avalanche. One of the biggest races, MTB races there are, is that Inca Avalanche, which is held in Peru. Yeah, there's a really big community, specializes down there. Trek is down there. Like, yeah, it's huge.
Wow. Everyone in the chat, let's meet up next year in Peru.
Let's do it. I'd be happy to we can organize
have some guinea pig. You know what would be interesting though is I could get her to come because we've never been to Peru. And then I could go, Oh, but look, there's mountain biking.
Yeah.
So I can do it.
There's a lot to do for her. Like there's a lot of things to do there. So it's not just mountain biking. You know, there's Machu Picchu, there's ruins, there's
Yeah, I want to see that.
Cusco. Because you land into Cusco. So yeah, it's a there's a lot to do there, man. I personally, the mountain biking aside, the Sacred Valley and that whole region is a fascinating place. Taking the mountain biking out, just going just for that, like that part of the world is fascinating. Machu Picchu is one of the 7 wonders of the world. When you get to Machu Picchu and you see that and you see where they built it and where it is, you're like, what, you know? Yeah, it's mind blowing.
Isn't there some crazy staircase up there too?
Yeah.
You go even higher and people.
Yeah, you're able to go past Machu Picchu, and then there's a second level where you're like on a near vertical staircase to get to this other part that was built.
My sister-in-law, my in-laws went there. Actually, somebody had fallen from that week. Some guy from Ireland or something like that. Eesh. That would be me.
Look,
this guy right here.
I'll be honest to the channel. Like one of the things the thing that I suffered, which is why I want to go back. What I suffered with the most in Peru was the exposure. I had never ridden with that kind of exposure before. Yeah, straight down. Like a lot of the trails there, like.
So
and it's all rock gardens. You know, you're basically riding on Inca style. Yeah, they're Incan trails.
Wow. Jocelyn Hernandez, how you doing? You know Jocelyn?
Yes.
Like that? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, she's part of there's a part of a really cool group of girl shredders at Marco.
Thanks for stopping in and checking out. Eric's the man here. Hit that like and subscribe. I was going to do that every now and then. Thank you, Professor. Let's support this channel. Subscribe and share it. I appreciate you, brother. Zach is back. Coop is all about Peru. It's great chat. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's set it up, man. Let's set a group trip. The lodge can hold up to like 10 riders. They got a pump track. They got a pizza station there. They got a full-blown bike shop at the lodge. They got e-bike rentals.
Did you say pizza?
Pizza. Yeah, they have a homemade pizza. It's made out of clay. It's in the backyard. It's a clay pizza oven that makes the most incredible pizza on the planet.
You had me at pizza, dude. Forget Machu Picchu, guinea pigs, mountain biking.
Just the pizza. Yeah, no, forget the guinea pig for sure.
Yeah, you had Johnny at pizza. That's awesome. So you're going back, and it was that incredible that you said this is something that I need to. This needs to be part of my life.
Yeah, yeah, especially with the 2 brothers that live that I'm going to be like. They're the ultimate guys. It's like they really make it to where it's like a 5-star experience. You know, from washing your bike to taking your, as soon as you're done with the ride, somebody's grabbing the bike, they're putting it up. Like it's the food throughout the whole trip. Yeah, I just want to have that experience again.
Now, is that like a package deal? You just pay and
yeah, you pay. Yeah. Basically it's $1,400 for 7 days plus the airline, which is going to be about $400 or $500, and then that's it. Nothing. You don't. Everything's included. It's all. You don't pay for anything else.
Okay, so
every meal, your lodge, your transportation, everything.
A bike?
Yeah, if you want to, I take my own bike, but they have bike rentals there, which would obviously be a little more. That was
$1,400 for a 7-day trip.
Yeah,
I'm just blown away because we can spend that on a day or two on a trip that we're thinking about going on.
And the meals, no lie, I'm not trying to sell anybody on anything, but the meals are like they're like 5-star meals. Every meal you have is like next level. Like you're eating really good the whole time you're there.
Wow.
Like if you're into food, if you're a foodie, you're gonna love Peru.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow, folks. I'm blown away just by the price and the fact that you get all of that for that. Now, did you? Because I know other people, single track sampler. Did you go with him?
No.
Oh.
He went with
Okay.
another. He went with another company, I guess, or another.
Oh, okay.
I think
I
Maya
didn't.
went with them as well.
Yeah, Maya, Mr. Tonk, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, I remember seeing some videos. I didn't know if you were in those
No,
videos. You're like, no, I did
no,
my own thing.
no. It was just like it was one of those things. Yeah, I didn't meet Maya and them until after. Maya actually did a helmet for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got a helmet that she wrapped, which
I'm about to wrap my bike.
yeah, she's amazing. She does amazing work.
No, meaning I'm about to do it myself.
Oh,
I'm
you're
scared.
great.
No, yeah, I've heard. I've heard it actually takes like close up to 8 hours.
You're brave.
Have you wrapped your bike? Did you get Maya to wrap your bike?
Yeah, I got clear wrap, but I did it myself. But I don't know. Not like you're gonna know. Right? It's the clear wrap.
Oh, I'm
I
scared.
don't do it, but the stuff that she does, like if you look at the helmet that she did for me, like you can't even tell it looks like a custom TOD helmet, like that, like was made at the factory.
Yeah, I saw her bike when I met her out, and yeah, incredible work. Holy cow! I guess his ears were burning. Amari, we were talking about you earlier.
And we've been talking about you, my bro.
We talked about you quite a bit. Tamari, MTV Sensei folks coming on here, mountain bike coach extraordinaire. Wow, you've gone. How was Oaxaca?
That was another amazing trip. Very steep, very rocky, very raw terrain. The riding there is very steep, probably the steepest riding I've done. And then again, the culture was, the culture in Oaxaca is the tequila culture, the Day of the Dead. It's like there's a lot of culture, and then the food again is like 5-star experiences with the food.
Yeah, and
And
that's
I did that with Oaxaca Bike Expeditions. They're a great group. Again, really, cheap, not an expensive trip. That one was like 2,000 for 7 days. Again,
wow.
yeah,
That's
and
amazing. I remember seeing, I guess, Joe the Colorado Kid and Jess the Maker's video.
they went with Oaxaca. They went with the same guy that I went with.
Yeah, but you're talking about steep. I remember seeing their videos, and I'm like, yeah, that was some steep and switchbacky, and
Yeah, that trip for me was it was a great trip. Johan again was it was a trip where we had Johan Borelli and we had Nate Spitz that were there as coaches. And that trip is a trip where my steep, which was a weakness for me, it's been a weakness, the steep stuff. But riding with them and having a coach riding behind you, man, like my riding throughout that week just like progressed a ton because of having the coaches. Because I was really bad at riding that kind of riding.
yeah, that really steep down. And I find it funny because I mean, I went to again Alafaya. That's steep for a South Floridian.
Yeah.
Like some of those things I like got up to, and I'm like, okay, I can do it. Just do it. Just do it. And whoever's in the chat and has ridden Alafaya is probably laughing at me. But if you're riding the flatlands of South Florida, and all of a sudden you get any kind of incline, like when I go out to Jackson Hole or California to Sky Park, the first couple runs for me is a little slow. There's that getting used to thing.
It happens, especially coming from a flat state. Yeah, like I think it was with Amaury, I was having that convo on whenever I just saw him the other day at VK, I think it was. And we were having that conversation about, when you add gravity to a trail, everything changes. And the speeds change and all that, even you got to adapt.
Yeah, it's so much. Professor, what's his name? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Lewis. His name is Lewis.
Lewis, thank you. I love this show. Eric is a rider. He's amazing to ride with. He's got great energy, obviously, a great friend. His vibes are always positive, and his advice is full of wisdom. Okay, guys, stop it.
Yeah, stop
it. No, I appreciate you, man. Amari is coming in with my boys. So glad to see Shredder Old School Vazquez on this great channel. Johnny, big ups to you for bringing another awesome episode with our fave Florida local. You're a fave Florida local.
I want to send a shout out to Send the Transport, the Glorious Beard, who just jumped on. I see.
Oh, hey, that's your boy Eric.
Yeah, and if you don't know, Send the Transport is a new company out of South Florida that will transport your bike to any park up north that you may want to go to. So they transport the bike, and you can just jump on a plane, and he will deliver the bike for you to the park of your choice. So make sure you give them a follow, or you give him a follow. Yeah, whatever, you can drop in your IG for Send the Transport. That would be great.
What now? So let's back up. This is kind of interesting.
So what he does is, like, let's say there's a group going up, or there's a race, or something's happening at Canuga or Jared's, or I think they even go all the way to Bentonville, right? And you don't want to drive in the car. You just give him your bike, your gear, and he takes it up along with everybody else's bikes and gears, and then you can just jump on a plane and make your way to wherever you want to go. And when you get to the bike park, your bike is waiting for you, and you don't got to drive. So that's what he's doing, and that's what Send It Transport is. There it is. Send It Transport 305.
305, man. That's really cool. Bentonville, baby. Oh,
yeah, there's a group going to Bentonville, I believe in May. And
that's a really cool
bikes. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks. Meddy's going on to lap 2. He's still listening. Yo, so good. Ben Spoke just jumped in here. He's a Jersey rider, right? Jersey. You're with Sage and Brian, aren't you? That's a really cool thing. The Glorious Rider, Florida. Yeah, go on there. Have you been to Bentonville?
I have not. I've not been, and it's on the list of places to visit. I hear it's an e-bike.
Would you do the festival?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, I've done it. I did it last year. Check the mark. I was there during the tornado.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know if I'd go back. Maybe on just not during the fest.
Okay.
Maybe with the crew, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. The festival is. No, I'm not trying to unsell the festival. It was amazing.
But you just would rather go when the traffic's down a little bit, not so much craziness.
Yeah, a little bit lighter. But I got to meet so many mountain bikers out there. It's ridiculous. It's like, and if you follow anybody on Instagram or YouTube's like I do, because it's kind of my job with this little hobby of mine, I was like, oh. It's so amazing to just walk around and just like, I know you and you. It's wow, so much fun.
Yeah, I definitely want to make my way out.
Here we go. Amari coming in with the hard-hitting questions, ladies and gentlemen. What is one of Eric's favorite skills to practice, and what is the favorite trail system in your favorite trail system in the U.S.?
Definitely, I like jumping my bike is the one skill I like to do the most, I guess. That and corners. I like corners. I like flat corners. Yeah.
You like a corner.
Yeah, I like berms, and I like flat corners.
Wow.
And then the answer is the other question. I would say the 401 in Crested Butte.
Okay. Wow.
Is my favorite trail system place to ride would be the 401 in Crested Butte, Colorado.
Okay. Has anyone ridden the 401? I don't know from the 401. Amari, we were talking about jumping. I'm going to have to call on you on your services, because this old guy would like to learn how to jump again back in the Venom Trail and Rattlesnake.
Oh, that one was fun too. I rode that with Oreta. That's a good one too.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The way we've been smiling tonight, talking about bikes and riding, this is just everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why we ride. That's why we ride, for these smiles. Like, that's exactly why we ride, and we push ourselves, and we enjoy riding bikes. I think that's why we all do it.
I mean, And again, it's the community as well. I mean, you've got all these people in the comments section that know you well and whatnot. It's about hanging out and just doing what we're doing, talking bikes, talking riding.
Well, you'll meet when you come out to Markham next week. You'll meet a lot of these guys that are on the chat, like the Glorious Beard, the Professor.
Baker's Creek Preserve in Tennessee. Is that a place you've been to?
I've been there. Yes, that's a fun one. Yeah,
Wow.
I've been years, but yeah, that's a fun little spot.
Wow. You have really been all over with your bike.
Quite a bit, man. Yeah, I've been blessed. I've been very lucky.
I've been
lucky, like to just, I don't know, like to run into people that have the same vision and the same motivation and that just love riding bikes and love traveling, you know? Like I'm always down to jump on it doesn't matter. Like I travel with so many different people. Somebody calls me, they're like, hey, we're going, let's go. Like, yeah, if I can go, I'm going to go.
It's awesome. Hey, real quick, you don't have a YouTube page, do you?
I do not.
I was going to say, I was looking.
I need to create one. No, I don't have one.
You're a rider.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't need the page. I just like to ride.
I use my IG quite a bit.
Yeah. That's how I found you. But yeah. I think I do this podcast thing because I mean, I rode last week and last Sunday. I didn't shoot any footage. It's just, there's a lot to that.
There is.
And I just wanted to ride. I don't want to have to stop and set up a camera or stop.
Especially when that's what you do all day. No, I mean, that's your job. So it's like, yeah, like when you get out on the trail, you just want to ride.
Yeah. I feel like I need to, and I feel like I want to, but again, I don't think anyone's going to want to watch a mediocre rider.
I think people just I think content, people just like to watch content. I think like that's one of the like what you're doing, what Lewis is doing with his Influ Biker, like it was so much work, so much respect to people like yourself, people like Remy, that Johan. Like it takes a lot of work, man, to do these channels and to create the content. And yeah, you can buy the GoPro or the DJI, and you can have it, but it takes a lot of work to shoot, edit. I don't need to tell you, that's what you do.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So he has Influ Biker Professor has a YouTube channel?
I believe so.
I'm sorry, Professor.
I think it's Influ Biker TV is
okay. I'm subscribing.
If he's using or not, I don't know.
Watching the crap out of it.
I know a lot of his stuff is on IG.
Yeah, I follow him on IG.
Yeah, he does a lot of his
jumping lessons and clinics is one of the most popular women, especially. I love teaching it and now offer jump lessons in the trails, no cones or ramps. I'm going to need you. I really want to learn how to send it. Eric, this has been so much freaking fun, man.
That's been cool. Thank you so much, man.
I really had a blast. I didn't want to say it in the comments there or the description, but I have really have admired your riding and your Instagram and what you're doing by getting people on their bikes through that. And I'm not just saying this because you're on my show. I told Rolly that our
mutual friend,
that like right when he said your name, I go, no, right here, dude, popped you up. And I said, I'd love to get him on because he's shout
out to Rolly.
Yeah, Rolly, for getting this together, because I've just been such a huge fan of yours.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And thank you for having this channel and bringing the awareness and putting in the extra work and, creating this whole thing, because I know it's not easy to do it and to maintain it. And so thank you, man. And it would be great to get Lewis on here with you. I think it would make for a really funny episode. His English and your Spanish.
My Spanish is horrible. I was married to a Cuban for 3 years.
Yeah, we gotta get the Influ Biker on here.
I was married. I was with her for 5 years. Sorry, honey, but I was better at Spanish then, but I'm horrible at it now. I got a gringa downstairs that I love dearly. But
what part of the Keys are you going to?
Key West.
Okay. Oh, well, you're going all the way down.
Where
Okay.
we're going all the way down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be some drinking, I think. To send it, let's skip Ride and Shine and hit some secret spots up in Arrowhead, Lake Arrowhead, I guess. I'm willing to travel. I'm going to travel to California again this year. I'm going to travel to Minnesota. My buddy JT, Dusty Dutchman, has a little riding thing going up there. I can't wait to hit that kind of stuff. Before we go, I always have a little thing where I do 10 rapid fire questions.
All right.
Could you do them?
Yeah, of course.
Some of them are a little, I might do them out of order because some of them are goofy.
Hey, you know that when we started this and you told me we were going to be on for an hour and a half, I was like, wow, that seems long, but it's gone by so fast.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm looking at your timer and it's like, yeah.
I've done, when I first started, I would only do an hour on Zoom. And then when I started doing live, somebody had told me, actually early on, Biker B1 Robert was like, go for about 2. Because people sometimes tend to loosen up a little bit after the first hour. So I try to get in the middle.
Right, rapid fire. Let's go.
Well, rapid fire. What would you rather fight? 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
1 horse-sized duck.
Really? You don't want to just be punching a bunch of little baby horses around?
Something about a horse-sized duck sounds amazing. That's fucking awesome. Let's go.
Oh, God. Tank coming in late, but good, man. That's awesome. Thanks for everybody follow Tank. Everybody follow Eric. Everybody follow everybody. The glorious right. No. Okay. Silliest nickname you had, would it be Alpaca?
I was dubbed. I was good. Yeah, it is. Yes.
Okay, so I answered it already.
Yeah.
Somebody told me on the Facebooks today.
Guillermo. They gave me that name after I came back from Peru because I had a bunch of pictures with alpacas.
Alpacas.
And we were about to get everybody on that trip was almost got an alpaca flash tattoo like at 3 a.m. on the last night of the trip, but we didn't do that.
Wow. That would have been funny.
Oh boy, there he is. That's the man that gave me the alpaca name.
I got an extra Tank sticker here. And he's on the wall somewhere there. Okay, what's the weirdest food combination you enjoy?
Pizza and French fries together.
I hear heaven calling.
I know some people may find it weird. I think it's amazing. I like putting French fries in everything or chips.
Your French fries on pizza?
Yeah, take a pizza, you put French fries, and then you slap it down. You crush it down the middle with the French fries in the middle of the pizza, and you go to town.
You just made this fat guy fatter.
Try that next time. It's amazing.
Let's go back to the horse-sized duck. Oh, man. Add some ranch, and now we're talking.
People are getting weird. Somebody may come in here and say, add peanut butter to that. And
dip it in ranch. Folks, you guys are trying to get me bedridden now. They're going to have to cut out a wall in order to get me out. Favorite word to say out loud? These are goofy tonight.
Jeez, my favorite word, I don't know, dale?
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 What are you, Pitbull?
I don't know.
I like colloquialism. I like colloquialism.
No, I don't. See, that's.
It just stays right here. It doesn't actually come out of your mouth. Colloquialism.
Colloquialism.
Favorite book. We're hard-hitting questions, folks. Favorite book. Oh man, I stumped him. We got to pause here. Right now, I can tell you the Gray Man series for me right now. That's a CIA assassin, huge fan. Or actually, I haven't read it yet, but I can tell you my favorite book right now is Rescue Your Dream by Adam Mock.
Man, I'm gonna have to pass. I don't have a favorite book.
Oh, okay. We're passing. Favorite class in school?
PE.
Yeah, mine was weight training. All the other stuff, no good.
PE for sure. I always, yeah.
I haven't read it since school. You just spent all this time in school. Amari said Lewis would be another great one. We can get him a translator. He's entertaining and also another source of knowledge. Yeah, you need a translator for me.
I think it would be brilliant without a translator for both of you. I think that
Oh, it would be funny as all get out because we would just be both stumbling. Worst job you ever had?
Pizza Hut delivered.
You delivered for Pizza Hut.
No, I made the pizza at Pizza Hut. We're at 15 years old. It was my second job.
I was 19 and I was a closing cook.
Well, I cooked at 15. It was right by my house. It was it's like my third job.
Yeah. How awesome is that? And you got, and folks, if you don't know, Pizza Hut, if you work there, you got a free personal pan pizza for your break. At least when I was there.
And if a pizza got messed up, you got to eat that too.
Yeah.
So pizzas were getting messed up.
Left and right. You're a guy, you don't mind. How old are you?
51.
Okay, so I'm 53, so we're kind of right.
Yeah.
Okay. Shredding. Okay. Holy cow. A show you are binging right now.
Probably LSD, BK's channel, Bernard Kerr's YouTube channel is something I binge quite a bit.
Who?
Bernard Kerr, World Cup Racer. Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
LSD. Or Win TV. Those are two that I like to binge quite a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look those up.
And if we're talking about Netflix, I just binged and rewatched the whole Narcos.
Oh, I haven't done that.
I watched Narcos from the Colombia all the way to Mexico. I just redid the whole series.
I'm doing the Black Mirror right now.
I've heard from a couple of people that's another one. Yeah, my Tumor Warrior knows Moi TV. That's another great channel.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to rewind this and figure out this stuff. Okay.
BK Sports is the other one.
What's that? BK Sports and Moi TV. What's Moi?
That's Jack Moyer's channel. Great channel as well.
What are benefits of riding WeBike versus raw powered? Skill wise, Amari would like to know.
I would say one benefit is you I don't know, you're a lot stronger. Like the e-bike gets you a lot stronger up top, which I think that translates into more control on the analog bike. You know, you're riding at a faster rate of speed.
Yeah.
So those are little things that I think could help and translate over. But you do lose legs. I want to be clear on that. I feel like.
But my bike, it's an extra large. That thing weighs way over 50 pounds. It is a heavy bike. Just getting it out of my garage that I have. It's like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Okay, last one. And this is the hard-hitting one.
You're welcome, Orete.
Here's the one, and this, folks, join in with me. What's your go-to after ride beverage?
Water. Sorry to be boring with it, but yeah, water.
Okay.
Now, some Goya makes some juices every once in a while that are pretty good that he like makes with all these different things that like strawberries and berries and moringa. And he puts all this shit into it and he brings it to the park. Those are pretty good, but I'm not a beer drinker, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just one PBR.
One what?
I have one PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
You're okay.
That's all I have. I just have one. Because if I'm driving somewhere, I don't want to drink and drive, and it's always just one. 16 ouncer, but it's one. Beer and whiskey. Ben spoke here.
He's going hard.
Oh, yeah. I guess you earned it. You know, El Cafe. Colada?
I can always have cafecito.
Cafecito, colada?
Yeah, always.
Café con leche?
No, cafecito, straight cafe, raw black Cuban coffee. Yeah.
And you're done.
And I'll have like a whole cup.
And bathroom.
Yeah.
to the non-initiated, Cuban coffee is like an X-Lax, if you will. Liquid X-Lax. If you're uninitiated and you're just trying it for the first time, it is a very strong espresso type coffee. Love it. Love it. I used to drink over here on this, the Shell station on 27th here in Biscayne.
Oh yeah. I know that show.
You live there. I used to go every morning. I'd go get my cafe con leche.
There's a spot, Mary's, which is right on 27th. You pass US 1 heading north on the left. It's a coin laundry by you. Right on.
Yes, right on the corner where you're going towards public.
They make the best pan con bistec in all of South Florida, bro. Right out of that spot right there, out of Mary's.
What do they make?
Pan con bistec, steak sandwich.
Oh, I don't eat steak, but yeah, they.
Oh, okay.
But I go grocery shopping every Saturday, and that place has got a line
because the food is amazing. They make chicken sandwiches, steak sandwiches. The food there is really good.
I'm gonna have to try that out. Yeah, Mario, solid recommendation. Well, $1.40 in, folks. This was so much freaking fun, Eric, man.
Now that 1 second before we go, now that Amaury and Orete, maybe one of them can answer what the name of the food truck that's next to Bike Box that has been.
Oh yeah, he'd like to know what because they got the
acai bowls. They got the bowls
my channel for fun. I'm a subscriber to your channel. He's a local guy.
Bowls, that's it. Jesus,
bowls.
That was on the tip of my tongue. So that's another thing that they've done over there when we were talking about what creates that whole vibe at Markham. It's a Tito and Bike Box and then the trot, like that whole thing.
Yeah, bike bowls. Okay, I remember seeing that. My channel for fun. I know your channel. Okay, cool, man. I appreciate you hopping on here. And who Tino Diaz?
That's another local shredder.
El Rey del Reporto.
Reparto is like marginal neighborhoods in Cuba. It's a very Cuban thing. It's like a very inside thing that we have with Tino and with Luis and with the whole. I'm always messing with them.
I could be an honorary Cubano.
For sure you are, man. You've been here long enough.
I've been here for a really long time.
You're definitely an honorary.
And again, I was married to one once, so there you go, folks. Eric, thank you so much for sharing your stories and riding and traveling and everything with me. Really appreciate it, man. This meant a lot.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for everything you're doing with Mountain Bike Q&A.
It's awesome. And let's plan for maybe next week.
Yeah, please. Let's come out, man. You'll meet Orete, you'll meet Tino, Luis, and let's also plan to get Luis on the channel at some point in time.
My wife was like, there was a white people. Oh, that's so funny. She's a goofball, but she's down there. She's working and doing stuff. Folks, thank you so much for hopping on here live. You local folks, if you want to rewatch it or catch up, it's going to be on YouTube. It's forever. And thank you so much. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. And it doesn't help me out, but it makes me feel good inside. Again, thank you all for watching. Eric, thank you so much.
Hey, Johnny.
Appreciate everything. And, folks, if you can. Oh, hold on. One last one. Marty in New Zealand, my little Kiwi. Peace out, MTB family. Go get your bikes dirty.